Hey there, welcome back, or welcome, whichever one it is. Today we are talking liquid gold, aka coffee. So today's video I'm going to explain to you how it works, some of the benefits, how it can differ person to person, and how much we should be consuming. So in today's video, what I'm going to be referring to mainly is going to be caffeine. So caffeine is the active ingredient within coffee. Okay, so how coffee promotes wakefulness, so this is the main reason most people drink it, is its effect on adenosine. So adenosine is a molecule that makes us feel sleepy, and how coffee affects that, it has a similar molecular structure to adenosine. So caffeine can come and sit into an adenosine receptor and prevent any adenosine from getting in. So if you check out this lovely diagram here, blue is the caffeine and orange is the adenosine. So as you can see, the caffeine has filled up all the receptor sites and there's very little adenosine getting in. So this is how it promotes wakefulness. And how we build a tolerance to this is eventually, after prolonged periods of drinking coffee, your body will start laying down new receptor sites to try and get some adenosine. So that's why you have to drink more and more coffee to feel wakeful, because it has to fill all those new adenosine receptor sites. Okay, and another effect it has is on the nervous system. So specifically the sympathetic nervous system. So this is the kind of fight or flight nervous system. So this kind of drives up adrenaline, drives up cortisol, and brings us a lot of energy. Okay, so these are some of the mechanisms of how it works. Okay, moving on to the benefits. So one of the benefits is it increases power output. So this will be kind of through the nervous system pathway. So this can help increase strength. The only caveat with this is it does take a lot of caffeine to do this. So it's between 400 to 600 milligrams of caffeine. So as a reference, an average cup of coffee will be around 150 milligrams. So that's 3+ cups of coffee before you want to go work out. So that's quite a bit. So in these instances, it might be better to supplement. Okay, so the next is decreases in perceived effort. This is why endurance athletes like caffeine. So if you're running a marathon and you're perceiving it to be easier than what it actually is, you can't go wrong there. So that's a win. And probably the most common reason people take caffeine is for its cognition benefits. So this helps with alertness, its effect on memory. There's a ton of benefits for this. So this basically, the way it works, it increases the electrical impulses within the brain, so things fire a bit quicker. And this is how I imagine it helps for neurodegenerative disorders such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. So there's new research. There's new research coming out on this also. So it can help in these two disorders as well, and a few more disorders. And one of the last ones is a very powerful antioxidant. So with today's lifestyle, we don't eat as many vegetables or fruits as we should be, so we're probably lacking in antioxidants. So this is another great way to get some antioxidants in. Okay, we've got my pen. Now moving back on. So individuality will be the next one. So like everything, genetics will kind of play a role. So there's a gene called the CYP1A2 gene, and this will depend how your liver metabolizes caffeine. So there's a difference between fast metabolizers and slow metabolizers. You'll probably know this yourself. So if you were to drink a coffee, it may go through you pretty quick, you may get a good high, and then you'll come back down, and then you have to go again. Whereas a slow metabolizer will drink that coffee and kind of be jittery and wired for a long time. So if you're a slow metabolizer, try and cut the coffee off kind of early in the day. If you're a fast metabolizer, you can get away with later in the day, but then it'll come down to the half-life, which I'll explain later on. Also, lifestyle factors. So like anything, if you're crappy sleep, crappy diet, poor activity, this will also affect how caffeine affects you. So, and lastly, it comes down to how much. So again, it comes down to individuality and half-life. So if you're a fast metabolizer and a slow metabolizer, so this really does work on a spectrum, so it's just not one or the other. You could sit anywhere on that spectrum. But if you are more of a kind of slow metabolizer, then the half-life of coffee will last longer, so it's going to be in your system for a longer period of time, so just be aware of that. Also, you want to know why you're taking it. So if you're taking it for kind of the strength reasons, then you're going to want to be taking a lot more and less frequent. So for these kind of reasons, you're only going to want to do this around 2 to 3 times a week because it is such high doses, and you want to try and keep fairly sensitive to caffeine. Also, caffeine is safe to drink year round. The only thing is, like we said over here, you will start building a tolerance. So if you take a week off every now and again, it will kind of help reset that tolerance. And the European Food Safety Agency say is safe up to 400 milligrams a day. So that is 2 to 3 cups. Okay, so that is a decent amount. As you can see, 1 medium cup equals 150 milligrams. So 2 to 3 cups is kind of a safe kind of range. And the last thing I want to talk about is theanine. So if you are one of these people that is kind of a slow metabolizer and you do feel really jittery, taking theanine or L-theanine, which is an amino acid you can buy just from Holland & Barrett or just any kind of shop, you take that with caffeine and that will kind of prevent the jitters. So kind of give you a bit more of a calming effect. And that is pretty much all you need to know. If you have any questions, just drop them below, hit the like and hit subscribe. Cheers guys.